And we are women, so it's your girl Mashandra, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, we have a special guest all the way from America. So please welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Miss
Bianca.
And can you just briefly introduce yourself, where you from? Guys, by the way, this girl, last night I was like calling, I was telling her, girl, I really need a guest from America. So please, can you just book a flight, come to Saudi and give us the ins and the outs?
And here I am.
So, girl, you are from America, and what do you do in Saudi?
Okay, so I'm a grade 1 teacher. I teach math, English, and science for grade 1 girls. And in Saudi, most of the schools are segregated by gender. So from grade 1 all the way till grade 12, it's separate, boys and girls. They only mix them in kindergarten.
So, like she said, she gave my game away now.
Oh,
so
sorry.
She didn't come all the way she is from America, but she's here. I met her here, and this is my colleague, my friend. We teach at the same school. So, girl, why Saudi? And how long have you been here?
Well, before coming to Saudi, I did teach back home in Orlando, Florida for a few years, and then I decided I wanted to teach abroad. So I applied all around, and then I found myself in Singapore, and I liked it there, but it wasn't cultural enough. It was very westernized. And I worked there for 2 years, and then COVID happened. I went back home, and then I started applying for Middle East, a different region, and I applied in most of the countries: Qatar, Bahrain, Dubai, UAE, Saudi. And so then I was also looking into Islam at the time, and then I decided, okay, let me try Saudi. And now I'm here. It's been 3 years, and I love it. I love it so much. It's sorry, you can live the soft life here.
And do you think, like, culturally, did you have like a lot of cultural shocks when you moved here or not?
I did, but very positive ones. Okay. So that's because the country's opening up more and more every day. But there are people, of course, that they're still very conservative, but they don't force, the religion on you. They're very hospitable. You don't have to cover, like people say, you don't have to cover your hair. You don't have to cover your body. You just have to be modest. Like, I can go out like this and it's fine. It's not an issue. But most people, they will wear an abaya so they blend in, but it's not mandatory. So feel free, if you come, to dress modestly within the, respecting.
Come here with a crop top. No. But no, I agree with that. Like, I feel like, because I am not used to wearing an abaya, but when I'm here, I don't feel like left out or anything, because there's so many people that doesn't even wear it.
Yeah.
But if you also want to wear it, you also feel comfortable.
Yeah, and it's also easy because you can be wearing your pajamas and you just throw on your abaya and you're good to go.
This one always wears pajamas.
Yeah. Or leggings and a t-shirt, and it's fine.
Okay, girls, so like you mentioned that you teached in Singapore, right? So Saudi is not your first international experience or teaching experience.
Right.
You teached in Singapore, and you teach there for
2 years.
For 2 years. Do you think COVID, like you will go back, or do you think like Saudi is the place you would?
Yeah, Saudi is the place I want to settle. Singapore, I wouldn't go back just because I didn't like the culture there. Like I said, it's very similar to like going back home, but it was very tourist friendly. They had like public transportation everywhere, buses, trains. You don't need a car there at all, and it's very small, so you could see the whole country in like a week or less.
And do you, like, in terms of teaching, do you think, what is the biggest difference from teaching here and teaching there?
Well, in Singapore, most of the kids are Chinese. So 80% of the population is Chinese. So the kids are very respectful, very diligent and disciplined. Yeah, you have one or two, but they're very calm for the most part. But sometimes it gets boring. You can't spark a debate with them because they're all... Yes. No,
we agree with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And here, like, I feel like the kids are more like outspoken, and they will like voice their opinion also, which is a nice thing. which is a very nice thing. Okay, so let's get into your teaching experience here in Saudi.
Okay.
This is your first school
In Saudi, yes.
in Saudi. This is the first school, and you stayed at the same school for 3 years.
Yes.
You're going into your 4th year now, no?
Correct.
Yo, girl, that's like long, and I'm only here for 8 months. But anyways, I'm gonna be, one day when I've grown up, I'm gonna be like, yeah. What do you think? You teaching grade 1, I'm teaching upper grades. Do you think like, because guys, even if I look at a class now, she had a theme under the sea. And with upper grades, there's nothing in my class. Do you think like there's more, not admin, but more things that you need to do in grade 1?
Yeah, definitely. For lower grades, you need to do way more activities if you want to keep the kids engaged, if you want to make them excited about coming to school. So every Thursday, we have some themed activity in grade 1. You know, like dress like a plant day. We had astronaut day.
End of season or seasons day or
seasons day. Every Thursday we have some type of day. Because also the parents here, they love these things because it's new. Like Saudi never had extracurricular activities for kids, and it's part of their Vision 2030 to be more open to new things. So one of those things is the parents love celebrating any theme day here. 100 days of school, pajama day, crazy hair day. We do all of that.
And then they bring lekker snacks.
They always.
I'm gonna say this in Afrikaans. That eat ekkie snacks. Like
They
say
eat
fat.
ekkie snacks.
Eat ekkie snacks. Yes. By the way, guys,
I love biltong. My favorite.
Yeah, she knows Afrikaans.
No,
she knows what you do. But the bad words. She knows the bad words.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna say.
Yes, please. But she knows more about like, say if like my other friends that's from KwaZulu-Natal or that's from all over, but she will know, oh, you are Zulu, or oh, you are, is it Xhosa? Oh, and I won't even know that. This girl knows. She will be like, Unjani.
Sambona.
You see?
Angapila.
But it's actually, I feel like that's actually a very nice thing, because when you come from South Africa, especially if this is your first teaching experience abroad, and you meet someone like you that's so like, want to take you in and make you feel welcome, it's like nice. Because when I saw you, like, away, or hos.
Hos.
No, I feel like she doesn't say that, right? She sounds like Father Christmas.
I try.
Hos. Okay, Miss Bianca. So, for other Americans that's also watching my channel, and South Africans that's also watching, I feel like the reason that I wanted you to come here and share with us your story, it's because it might be different to South Africans. You know, it's not the same for all of us. And also, if there's maybe someone from America that also wants to apply to Saudi, then you will help them. So you will talk to us about your teaching degree. Do you have a teaching license? Is prior teaching experience mandatory? And yeah, so forth.
Okay, so I just have my notes here because I didn't want to leave out anything.
Graad 1 onderwyser.
Yeah. So basically, when I was applying, there were a lot of job posts in the Middle East that said prior experience needed. But once I arrived here, and then once you're in the country and then you see new teachers get hired, some of them had experience, some of them did not have experience. So there are schools in Saudi that will take you without experience. One thing that they're big on though is online degrees. They do not accept online degrees. It's very difficult to get it approved, and even when you fill out when you're applying for the visa, the work visa, you have to send in a form called distance learning form, and you have to write down all the classes you took online. So for example, I did my degree face to face, but there were maybe a few classes I did online. Okay. So I had to like fill out this form and explain why it was online and things like that. So if your degree is fully online, sorry.
Okay.
But so I don't have a teaching degree. I have a degree in interdisciplinary studies. My focuses are psychology and criminal justice, and I got a minor in communication.
Okay.
With that, I did TEFL, the certificate. So because I have TEFL and I have a bachelor's in any subject, I was able to come and teach.
Okay, so with the TEFL, because there's different, I don't have TEFL, but I heard like there's different versions or different whatever, no? Like the hours can
120
differ.
hours.
So it needs to be 120
Yes.
hours. Okay.
Which you can also do it online. But again, they prefer in person.
Face to face. So you did it face to face? You did the TEFL face to face?
Yes, I did it at my university, like with my degree.
Okay.
And then,
that's
so
nice.
if you have a teaching degree and a teaching license, you'll get better pay for sure, and you're more likely to find a job in Saudi or UAE or any of the countries.
So your salary depends on, do you have a TEFL or do you have teaching?
I don't know if your salary depends on it, but
your chances is much
it's better. Yeah, if you have a teaching license or a teaching degree. But if you don't, it's fine. As long as you have a bachelor's in anything and a TEFL, you're good to go.
Okay.
Okay, so once you get a job offer and everything, you need to have a valid passport for 6 months. You need to have 4 passport photos.
Okay, wait. You hopping forward. I want to know, because you said once you get an offer, right?
Yes.
So, but before that, okay, you have your TEFL or you have your teaching degree, you have your teaching license. Do you have, before you apply, do you need teaching experience outside of Saudi before coming here?
Yes, some schools,
like
I said earlier,
yes. Okay, fine.
Some schools, they want you to have experience. But for example, when I came to this school, I met teachers that this is their first time teaching ever. So maybe on one website that I was looking at, it said, oh, you need teaching experience. But in another website for the same school, they'll say no experience needed. It depends on the school, how many teachers they need at the time. Because also the schools, they use different agents, many agents to find jobs and recruiters. So the recruiters, they'll try any way they can to hire teachers.
And with your teaching degree or your TEFL, do you, like, when you apply to a school, are they strict on, okay, no, you have to be for lower grades or you have to be for upper grades, or can you ask them, no, can you go teach upper grades? Or
yeah, when you apply, most of the time you already tell them what position you're interested in. But everyone comes at different times depending on the visa. So sometimes at the time when you apply, they need grade 8 math teacher and you want that. But then maybe your visa takes 6 months and they've already filled that position. So there's a chance that when you come, you'll be teaching something else. But definitely always speak to your management from the get and tell them, I want to teach. This is what I want. This is what I prefer. So when I came and I had my first day, they just told me, okay, you seem good for grade 1. And I was like, yeah, perfect. I love grade 1. I love lower grades. Even though I had never taught grade 1 before until I came here.
But you wanted to teach lower grades?
Yes.
Okay.
And I had applied for a homeroom position. So that's either 1, 2, or 3.
Okay. And then did you make use of an agent?
Yeah, the school had already given me the contact information for, there's only one agent apparently that works with Saudi schools and in America. His name is Clayton.
Okay.
And he was very helpful. You just have to call him all the time. Emailing is, but he did all of the paperwork for you.
Oh, okay. So now the school gave you his details, right?
Yes.
So how did you apply for the school? On a website or where?
Well, they found my resume on Dave's ESL Cafe, which I highly recommend that website.
Heard about that one.
Post your resume there and people will contact you, but also you can search for schools there. So they reached out to me and then I was like, okay, cool.
The school reached out to you. Okay, good.
And then after everything was set, can I move forward?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And everything was set. They gave me a job offer. Then they gave me the information for Mr. Clayton.
Okay. So then Clayton, you met Clayton and he helped you. So what was the process then after you talked to him?
Girl, we did not meet. Everything was through email. He lives in DC. I live in Florida. So that's why I said you have to call him. Okay. But basically, yeah, he gave me a list of documents that I have to submit. I gather it myself and I submit it to him all together. So I had to submit my passport, 6 months, valid for 6 months.
Yeah.
4 passport photos, a completed visa application for Saudi, original and copy of employment contract, a power of attorney, which in Arabic they call it tafweed, and a lot of the times they will say, oh, we need tafweed, but I didn't know at the time what that was, but it's power of attorney.
Okay.
And then you have to, if you're coming from the States, you have to get your diplomas and certificates verified by National Student Clearing Housing.
So you do that all by yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything you just fill out, you gather information. And this clearinghouse verification, it just makes sure that your degree is not a scam. And it's like $20. They print out a report for you and everything. The distance learning form, if that applies to you. Now, this was the hardest part. 3 original copies of your medical form. So I took this to the doctor, and I took 3 copies, and I made him fill it out each time with a stamp, and he had to copy all of my medical
and you had to write it
here.
All 3 copies.
That was the most, because even the doctor was like, are you going to the military or something? I said, no, I'm just applying for a teaching job. He's like, wow, well, this is my first time.
That's different from us because we only go with one form, they fill it in, and it's done.
No, we need, it specifically says 3 original copies. Now, this, when I applied, it was 2020.
Yeah,
so maybe
COVID,
maybe it changed.
Yeah, true.
And
because even you had to do a pregnancy test also, no?
Yeah.
And we don't do that. So maybe it changed.
Yeah, pregnancy test, HIV, HPV, ABC, 1, 2, 3, everything. And then you have to get a police report, which in Florida, it was very easy. You just email a picture of your social security number and your ID. And then in 1 week, they send you through the mail a police report saying this person has no charges. And it's valid for 6 months. So
we wait like 8 weeks, bruh.
No, and it was only $10. So
what?
Yeah.
We wait 8 weeks. So I had to obviously expedite the process. So I had to pay another PCC agent for that, like 2,500.
And we don't need agents for that either.
Yeah, that's good.
And then the last thing is a money order of $310 so that he can process all of this.
So that's his cost.
Yeah, so basically you put all of these documents, you gather it up, and then you go, also you need to add your transcripts. But you go to the post office and you buy a return express label and you put your passport in here and all the documents. And then you wait. And he should get it like in a day or 2.
Okay.
Then he'll email you letting you know. Then from there, that's when you leave it to God because you don't know how long it's going to be, when it's going to be, because everything is pretty quick. The longest thing is getting your degrees verified in Saudi, which is SACM. I don't know if you guys have SACM, but SACM is in Saudi. So once you get your degrees attested, it's for life. So I did it now for this job. So if I ever come back to Saudi, that's the longest part I skip. I don't have to do that. I have to do everything else, like the visa application, the medicals, but it's done. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
And do you mind sharing your costs? Like except for the 310, because that was the agent's cost, no? But how much did you pay for like medical aid? Not medical aid, your medical test.
Well, because I didn't have insurance at the time because I was in Singapore and then I came back home. But in all, I paid $1,340.97 for all my expenses, including the background check,
it was
the
like
medical.
I think 20 in
No,
rand.
18.
In rand?
Yeah.
For rand? Oh, okay.
You're the math teacher, do the math.
No, because I'm thinking now, normally from dollars to reals, it's 3 rand something, no? But I will just times it with 4.
Yeah, me too.
Then from reals to rands, it's 4 something, but sometimes it's 5. So I will times it with 5. So now I'm thinking, okay, times 4 times 5, 4 times 5 is 20. But anyways, yes, guys.
Too much math already.
So, Bianca, and that's it. I feel like your process do you think your process was quick and fast and easy?
Yeah, gathering the documents is quick and easy, but for example, there were 2 specific medical tests I remember, malaria and the other one I forgot. that they test your blood for it. And the doctors were so confused because they never do this test, but it's written there.
And
they had to call, so I don't know who they called to make sure that this is allowed, and then, you know, that was the only difficult part. But everything else was getting the medical test, gathering your documents is quick and easy.
Do you think, like, because you said you came in 2020, was it hard to start in COVID? In a new country all alone?
It was definitely hard because I did all this process twice. Because the first time I did it, my visa got approved and everything, I was ready to go. Then they shut the borders down.
Oh my word.
And all of your documentation is valid for 3 to 6 months. So by 3 months, my visa to come to Saudi had expired.
Oh my goodness.
Then I think it closed for 6 months or something like that. I couldn't come. Then when they finally reopened, I had to redo everything again.
So you had to pay even twice?
Yeah, I had to pay twice.
Oh my word.
But the school was generous enough to reimburse me double.
Good. But that's like,
which I got that in writing.
Yeah.
In an email saying, please reimburse me. It's not my fault. You know, if you still want me to come, I need you guys to reimburse me twice because, I wasn't able to come the first time. But they did, thankfully.
What would you say to other teachers thinking about coming to Saudi? That's maybe like, because a lot of people are like scared or nervous, you know, because you read a lot of stuff and you see a lot of stuff and people can talk like a lot of nonsense, like no, don't go abroad because I had a bad experience or whatever. But what would you tell that people?
No, I would tell those people to definitely come to Saudi. I think it's a great place. People are very hospitable and welcoming. It's very hot, but you get over it. And it does get lonely if you don't make friends, and you should try and drive here. It is crazy driving, but once you get on the road, that's when you really can go out, see the city, you know, explore. The food is really good.
Yep.
And the thing about Saudi is that, I mean, the city we're in is in Jeddah, but they have other cities to explore, and they're all different with their own culture, their own different things. And in Jeddah specifically, they have a mix of Arab culture. It's not just Saudi. You see Egyptian, Yemeni, Sudanese, like a lot of different cultures here. And what else? Yeah, the students are so affectionate and caring. I love the students too, the families. You really feel appreciated as a teacher here by the parents because they really, you know, they see your efforts and all of this.
Do you think, like, if you, in terms of cost of living, here and in Florida?
I would say here I save more because I don't have to pay rent, but I feel like the prices are similar.
Okay.
It's not super cheap here, but since I don't pay rent, that's a big, you know, load off. So I don't pay rent, so I'm always able to get a car, and I still save.
Yep, true. So, like she said, get a car so that you can drive. I don't need a car because she can drive me. I'm living the soft life.
Yeah, and you can live the soft life here. It's amazing.
You can. I feel like a lot of people, like, especially in South Africa, I waited so long to come to Saudi because a lot of my friends or people will say, like, no, like, it's going to be so different, like cultural shocks and whatever. But if you come here, you realize it's not that different. Like, you can still go out, you can still have fun, you can still explore, like, all of the things that you can do at home. Like, obviously there is some differences, but you don't feel like, oh my word, it's so depressing, you can't do anything.
Unless you can't have fun without alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. You can find other ways to have fun also.
Yeah, exactly. But you can still, like she was saying, do the same things back home. Like you can still date, you can go out with guys. Like, no one's gonna look at you and be like, oh my God. Like, all of these stereotypes and rumors about Saudi was in the past. But
yeah, true.
Over the last 5 years, it's opened up completely.
Yeah. True.
So leave the DOP and come to Saudi.
Girl, are you excited to go home?
Yeah, I'm so excited, counting the days.
Yay! I'm so excited also. I'm very excited. I can't wait. This will be my first time. But I'm excited even. You know what I think now? I feel like because we're going to be home for so long.
Yeah, and the load shedding.
Yeah, girl. Why,
Sorry,
why
girl.
did you have to say that now?
You're going to be like, I want to come back to Saudi now.
No, but the thing that I wanted to say was, yes, I'm going to miss having electricity. 24/7, but I feel like I'm gonna be home for so long, and I'm thinking like, yo, I'm gonna miss you guys, and I'm also excited for that, because then I will be excited to come home, and I won't be like, oh, come back to Saudi. I won't be that sad.
Yeah, that's the good thing about living abroad, is that when you go home, you appreciate it way more. And because you know you're going home for like a few weeks or a few months, you're gonna cherish more compared to if you live there every day, your everyday life. No, it's a different experience. That's why I love teaching abroad or living abroad.
Bianca, Miss Bianca, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And I'm so glad that you helped everyone that was watching that's watching my channel.
Yeah, I'm so glad it was all in English.
Yeah.
Finally.
Shame. Yeah.
I shame.
This is the first video you will understand fully. But thank you so much for joining, girl. And I appreciate it.
Anytime. Let me know.
No, you won't come again, but yeah, maybe. No, I'm joking. Anything you wanted to say?
I wish everyone the best of luck applying wherever you're applying. And if you're coming to Saudi, let us know. We'll help you out.
She will help you out. I will meet you here. No, I'm joking. Thank you guys for joining, and make sure to give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.